I have not tested it all day, so hopefully it doesn't crash on us too early.
It seemed like it went pretty cool
It went
last
for
time.
it went for a solid hour both times.
Yeah.
Let's see the stream. Let me hear the. I have not tested it all day, so hopefully it doesn't crash on us too early.
It seemed like it went pretty cool
It went
last time.
for. All right, everything sounds right. I bet motherfuckers gonna tune in. Whenever Lane gets back, I'll start it up. Where the fuck did it go? Where did Parliament? Mm-mm-mm. You ready, man?
All right, bet. Let's do it, man.
All right, man. We are back off the rim. We are here, man. You guys might be noticing something. We're down a host. We're down a co-host. I gotta mention it at the start of the pod, man. Hey, we got Saya leaving for a couple months. 2 to 3, he said. He's going to the Air Force, finna get his money right, man. I don't blame him. I don't blame him. Get your job, get your security. He'll be back, and hey, we got plenty of time for ball. He might miss the finals and the playoffs, but we'll still be here. We're still gonna bring the energy, and we're still gonna bring our overall just great analysis day in and day out, man. We got a good amount to cover this pod. We got a good amount to cover, so hopefully y'all stay tuned. We got MVP talks. We got East versus West competition right now. We got teams recently selling. That's pretty wild. How y'all been enjoying ball, man? How y'all been
Yeah,
loving it?
man. I'm loving the pre-playoffs energy with the ball. Like, obviously, with like the games, like I think Knicks and Kings played yesterday or something. Like, nobody's watching that. But it's games like Hornets Celtics that you really want to tune in for. You know what I'm saying? That each game, especially tonight, like I think the Heat play and other team play, but like these games,
Mm,
they about to decide these playing spots and everything. You know what I'm saying? So these games before the playoffs, usually it gets kind of dry, but these games it gets really close down to the wire. Who gonna get? Because them seedings is important, bro, for the matchups in the playoffs. So
oh yeah, 100%. What about you, Lane? How you been feeling about this recent last week, man? I mean, we just
Hey,
saw.
NBA wise, it's doing good, man.
Mm,
Like Caden said, all of these games, like I think the top 10 is already decided who making the playoffs. So it's really
mm,
just seeding now. So you can see the intensity when them teams is like competing and they close. So that playoff intensity is already ramping up. Them games, they becoming more meaningful. So
mm.
it's interesting to see how things gonna shake out with these last few weeks. So
100%, 100%. And like you said, the top 10 in each conference is already decided. We already know who's
mhm.
going to make the play in, all that. And there's been a recent conversation on what conference is better, whether it's the East or the West. I feel like we've seen the Western Conference dominate. I don't know how far back you got to go. You got to go back to like Jordan's Bulls, Eastern, like Isaiah Thomas Pistons Eastern Conference to say the Eastern Conference is better than the West. So a little surprise topic that I got today. I want to go instead of everyone's talking about future playoff matchups, play-in matchups, who's going to win that. I want to go 10 seed versus 10 seed, 9 seed versus 9 seed, 8 seed versus 8 seed, and who do we got in a best of 7 series? Obviously that's never going to happen, but I feel like that's a good way to decide what team or what conference is better, the East or the West. So
I'm
starting
down with
off,
it.
number 10 seed in the East, the red hot Charlotte Hornets. I mean, yeah, they lost their last 2 games, but they're kind of tough versus the number 10 seed Warriors. And mind you, we're not going to say fully healthy or whatever, just how they
Yeah.
are right now. In my, how do y'all feel?
Man,
I think this it seems one sided.
yeah.
Just like you said, how they is. No Curry, no Jimmy. Kristaps is playing every 4 games.
Yep.
Moses Moody just tore his Achilles or
Oh,
Yep.
ACL. It's bro, it's like Kaminga gone. So it's like, damn.
yeah, man. I just feel like the Hornets are on too hot of a run right now. I think since the All Star break or something, they have like the best net rating team in the league. So I mean, I can't have the Warriors has been too up and down, really down recently. So give me the Hornets.
Hornets. Yeah, give me the Hornets 4-0. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think the Warriors even take a game. I don't think the Warriors make it out the play in the West anyway.
Hey, whoa, whoa, whoa. You might get a pods double in there.
Mmm.
You might get a
Hey,
pod.
Paz might drop 40 and get like 5 blocks on some random shit like he be doing, bro.
But hey, they is still getting swept though. So you was right. You was right.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Warriors team, man. Can't build around Curry. But next we got starting off in the West, number 9 seed Trailblazers, 38-38 right now, versus the number 9 seed Miami Heat. How do we feel about that? I mean, like a little background with the Miami Heat. I seen ever since Adebayo has dropped his 83-point game, he's been averaging 20, 10, and 3 on 48% true shooting percentage, which is nasty work, bro. They've been kind of in the gutter. They've been 2 and 6 in the span that he's been shooting like that. But I mean, what do you guys think? Do you guys think they just overall have better players than that team, or what are we thinking?
Yeah, I think because I don't has Norman Powell been playing or not? He hasn't been playing, but I would assume so. For doing best game is like game of 7, Norman's probably coming back for at least the second game or maybe the latest third game. And then by the time he comes back, I mean, I don't really see the Trailblazers beating them. I mean, they do have the defense, but I don't know. Just offensively, I
Mm-hmm.
just don't see it keeping up with them.
What about you, Lang? What do you think? You think Portland's got it? You got Donovan
Portland,
Clingan.
they do got clinging. They 7-3 in their last 10. So
Hmm.
they would be coming in hot. I might have to take the Trailblazers on this one.
Mm,
Shit. Okay. I mean, I don't blame you, man. Tumani Kamara has been hooping as of recent. I kind of was off that Tumani Kamara train, but hey, it's what you can do for me today. You know what I mean? And Tumani's doing a lot for me today. Whew, that's probably the closest one we're gonna have early on for sure. Give me the Trailblazers as well. Give me the Trailblazers probably in a 6 game series.
yeah, I don't hate it, but I think this series will go 6 or 7. I
Yeah.
don't. This be a very close matchup.
100%. Next one we got Western Conference wise, the 8 seed Los Angeles Clippers versus the 8 seed Orlando Magic. I think we can make this one quick.
Yeah, man. I mean, man, last night, oh my goodness, man.
Hey, bro.
31-0 run to the Raptors. And that's not a lot to the Raptors. They're gonna be a tough out in these playoffs, for
Oh,
sure. But 31 points unanswered.
No
that's
Brandon Ingram.
that's actually awful,
No
bro.
BI.
Hey, this team looks no Bi, no Isaiah Quickly, no Colin Murray Boyles. Like
Whoa.
how was
31 points.
they lost by 52, bro? Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Give me Kawhi in them, bro.
yeah, I was taking the Clippers, bro. I'm not gonna lie though. After watching this game, I was bagging on Paulo a lot. The coaching is bad for the Magic. I'm not gonna lie, terrible. If they can get rid of that coach and get a new coach, I would actually be a decent amount higher on the Magic. Even though everybody is high, like everybody is like optimistic for the Magic every year, but if they get this coaching is bad for them, bro. It's bad. So if
Yeah.
they get a new coach, I could see them going on an upward trajectory. But man, that was bad last night.
It is a little nasty. I got a little side note question that I seen on NBA Reddit. People were asking, what Duke player is better in the NBA right now? Paolo Banchero or Cooper Flag? A little stats behind both. Paolo Banchero is averaging 22, 8, and 5 with 56% true shooting percentage on 35 minutes. Coop is averaging 27 and 5, 55% true shooting percentage in 34 minutes. So the stats wise is pretty similar. I mean, if you get advanced stats, maybe you could find an edge, but this is mostly going to be the eyeball test. Who do you guys think is a better player, Cooper Flag or Paolo? As of right now.
Hey, I'm taking Coop just because he's in my eyes, he's a better 3-level scorer than Paolo. Smarter. Hey, way more versatile. It's like,
Nah, 100%, man. I feel like
Yeah.
he had turnover problems earlier this year, like obviously because he was thrown into the point guard role, but like when he actually has like even like a what is it called, a D'Lo next to him. Who else is that point guard? Nembhard next to him. He actually thrives in that small forward role or power forward, really.
Yeah, I would also say that him being Jason Kidd throwing him in that point guard role really made him a better passer. Like if you look at how he plays right now, and like a year ago when he was playing in March at Duke, bro, his is like 9 day difference, like his playmaking ability. So I think obviously Paulo's never been like thrusted, like Paulo's never had the coaching, like the good amount of coaching to have that be put in that situation, to develop that way.
Mm-hmm.
So I would just have to get an edge to Coop because he has a good coach teaching him. And I feel like Cooper's just a little more like twitchy. I like athletically, you know what I'm saying? Like he
Mm-hmm.
can get to his spot faster than Paulo might get to his spot. Paulo might just try to use his strength. So I'll give the edge to Coop.
Yeah, I agree. I was just wondering your guys' thoughts, but we can keep it moving. Number 7 in the Eastern Conference, we got the Philadelphia 76ers. They got their three-headed giants back, and on the Western side, we got the Phoenix Suns. How do we feel about this matchup? I feel like you can go either way, just depending on how much trust you've got in Philly, I guess.
7 game series. It really. Hey, if I guess I don't know how many hypotheticals you're doing, but that three-headed monster stay healthy. I mean,
man,
They do
they when
damage.
they're all three on the floor, they look nasty. I'm not gonna lie.
that can get dangerous when they all on the floor and they clicking and playing together. Yeah.
Yeah, bro, it can get nasty. And the Suns, I just feel like Dylan Brooks still isn't back.
Yeah, Mark Williams is out.
Is he
Mark
supposed
Williams
to
is
come back?
out.
Does he come back this playoffs, or is he out for the
Dylan
year?
Brooks or which
Yeah,
one?
Dylan Brooks. I haven't
I
seen that in
mean,
a
I
while.
haven't looked in the timeline, but
I could
I
check.
don't know. He might be. I don't know if he was out for the season or.
No, it says he'll be reevaluated, but that's in like a month, 4 to 6
Dang.
weeks.
Dang.
Yeah, bro. So
And he broke his.
yeah, I just, as y'all know, I do not believe in the scoring of Jalen Green consistently for a 7 game series. So it just be D Book out there. And they have like optimistic young pieces like Fleming and Maluak and like Gillespie stuff like that. But
In a
I don't
7 game series.
yeah, 7 game series with the playoff experience that Embiid and PG got.
Yeah.
I'll give this to the Sixers.
100%, man. Yeah, that Philly team is looking scary. I can't lie. Like, especially how Embiid is recently playing, where he's not really like. I mean, he can definitely get to his spot, but he's more like already standing at his spot, and they're hitting him in his spot, whether it's on the midi or the top of the key three, and he's just knocking that bitch down.
Bro.
It's nasty. Where I mean, like the Hornets, they couldn't do anything, bro. They couldn't figure out how to guard Tyrese Maxey's speed with Joel Embiid's shot making and Paul George. Paul George is just hitting his shots as well recently. So if those guys all hit their shots, I can completely understand them moving on. Next team we got though, the 6 seed Houston Rockets versus the 6 seed Atlanta Hawks. That's a game. That's a series, man.
Mm.
That's a series.
Man, I just feel like the Rockets recently. I mean, they had a good game. Was that last night?
Yeah, against the Pelicans.
It was kind of like it was like the Pelicans though. So it's like I feel like recently, and really throughout the whole season, bro, they have not won the important games. If that makes sense, like the games against teams that aren't scrubs.
Mm-hmm.
So Like when they face those higher echelon teams, their offense, it's the glaring hole in their offense is just way bigger. And I just feel like in a playoff series where that defense is ramped up a little bit, I don't know, bro. This is a tough one
That is,
actually
man.
because I feel like the Hawks recently, even though they were playing some scrubs recently, since the trade deadline, they've found a way to fit in McCollum and kind of put together a little something. Like they're
They've been
not weak,
cooking, bro.
you know. Yeah, they're not weak. So, but
Mm,
it is a playoff experience aspect too. I don't know. I think I'm gonna give it to the Hawks. I think it'll go 7 though. I'm not gonna lie, but I'll give it to the Hawks.
yeah, I could definitely see that going 7. But man, Alexander Walker,
Yeah, bro.
and he exploded this year, bro. So definitely, mm, it's hard to pick against KD, but
Yeah. Can he carry that team though offensively like he has? But I mean, if Alperen Sengun plays the level that he's been playing a couple last games, then that's gonna make it a good series for sure.
yeah,
But you need Alperen to be playing at that level, and I don't know if
yeah,
they can consistently.
you need KD 20 to 25 every game. You need, yeah, nah, Sengun needs to be going crazy.
I don't know. I feel like the Atlanta Hawks just have so many athletes to throw at either KD or Sengun. You got
Mhm.
Jalen Johnson, even Riche. He's not necessarily the best offensive player, but he's definitely an athletic, big guy that you can put a body on KD, get him tired. You even got Kuminga, who not necessarily plays the best defense ever, but again, another big guy you can throw at them. And they got a whole bunch of guards, like you said, Nickeil Alexander Walker, C.J. McCollum.
Yeah.
You only have one Amen Thompson. How how can he keep up with that?
How's Reed Shepard gonna play coming off the bench
Yeah,
with like, yeah, no,
just
yeah. Mhm.
consistency wise, give me the Atlanta Hawks because you got to have Tari Eason making. You got to have, oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Jabari Smith hitting. You got to have Alperen doing well. KD's always gonna bring it,
Mhm.
but consistency wise, give me the Hawks. Give me the Hawks and even like a 5 game series, bro. I don't have a lot of trust in this Houston Rockets team coming into the playoffs.
Mhm.
Really. They've been 250 recently, man. The only consistent offensive scorer is literally KD, and number 2 isn't even a starter. It's Reed Shepard. So yeah,
What are we thinking? Who do you guys got again?
I'm still going Hawks.
Hawks. Okay.
Atlanta 6.
Okay. Next one we got number 5 seed Raptors versus the 5 seed Timberwolves. Ooh, that's a series right there, man. I can't lie. It's really going to be on the shoulders of Ant. How much work can Ant do against that defensive-minded Raptors team, man? Fuck.
Man, I
Mm,
really feel like
I hate to say it, bro.
Hmm.
Rudy Gobert is the deciding factor. And if this was like a real series, bro, look at the look at the bigs on Toronto side,
yeah,
and you get inconsistencies. Hurdo coming back from injury,
Mm-hmm.
and that leaves what TJD and CMB.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah. I was just about to say it reminds me of that Lakers series last year. Timberwolves when Rudy had like what 20 and 20 or some crazy shit.
Yeah.
When the I don't even remember who the big was. It Hayes?
Yeah, they
But
had
like
Hayes, but they
I mean,
benched him.
yeah, like the big play was just not it for the Lakers, and Rudy Gobert took advantage. So I do feel like Link said, it would come down to if Rudy is gonna be a 7 footer, and go score. And I feel like he would, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and then if Julius Randle can just do his part a little bit, DiVincenzo get some threes. I feel like the Timberwolves having been to the conference finals the past 2 years, I would just have to give it to them just off that squad, even though they don't have, Cat anymore, obviously. They've still gotten to that point. So
That's valid. 100%. Damn. I don't know who I would pick, man, because if you throw Rudy Gobert out there, you could put Mamu Seki out there. He can space the court out pretty wide, and now you're running 5 out with Gobert on the court. And then you got a Julius Randle stopper and what's his name? Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes is gonna shut him down because I mean he's gonna come into the paint every time, and that's Scotty Barnes' zone.
Mhm.
But then you got guys. I mean, how are they getting most of their offensive buckets? It's more ISO created ball, and I feel like the Timberwolves match up pretty well with Bi and RJ Barrett.
Yep.
Damn, that's a game, boy. In my opinion, that's either 6 to 7 game series. But in those type of series, I got to take the best player available on the court, and that's Ant. So I'm gonna take the Timberwolves. Timberwolves in 6.
Timberwolves in 6. I was also thinking about like, what if the Timberwolves should go to a 2-3?
Yeah.
And can the Raptors really shoot themselves out of that?
Oh, and they have not been able to all year, bro.
It's not like they're the best or most efficient shooting team. You know, Scotty, I haven't seen him really pulling and cashing that motherfucker. So I
Mm-mm.
mean, like, no.
2-3 with Rudy at the paint. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
Give
put
me,
Bi in the midi like motherfuckers do to us on rec, bro. Dead
hey,
ass.
Hey, man, B.I. would go
you can
stupid in
work.
that situation.
But
B.I.
dude,
probably drop 30.
but then you gotta have RJ and quickly be hidden. They gotta hit because Mamuseki's gonna hit that shot. Grady Dick might not hit that shot.
Yeah.
All right, so we got. All right, next one we got is the Cleveland Cavaliers, a lot of teams' favorite to make it out the East this year, versus the Denver Nuggets. That's nasty. I didn't look at any of these matchups beforehand. I can't lie, and that's a fire matchup right there. Who we got? Can Mobley and Allen stop? Bro, why the fuck did Allen come back the week after the week after I played Caden, and now he's hooping? He had like 18 and 10 in 18 minutes. I was like, are we dead ass, bro?
And W Yahoo, bro.
Fuck. Yahoo on your side, bro.
Bro, this is probably the toughest one, bro.
Mobley.
I guess, bro. I want us so bad. I think I would just have to give the edge to the Nuggets because I feel like matchup wise, if you go down the line matchup wise, the Cavs probably could hold their own, but I think defensively with that backcourt, I just don't. That dribble handoff with Jokic and Murray is like so insane to guard, and if you have to have Harden or D Mitch guarding that, it's like damn, they're probably gonna get swallowed up in that pick. So I would just have to give it to the Nuggets, and they got the championship pedigree. Obviously, they won a chip together, so I would give it to the Nuggets. I think it would go 6 though. I think it would go 6.
That's not insane to say. The Denver Nuggets definitely do have the most X factors, and they got Payne Watson coming back.
Yep.
Ooh, that's a
But
close one.
Cavs do got Strus heating up, coming back. I don't know, but
yeah, that's a tough one. I got that one for sure going to 7. I just got to think about who do I really want, because I mean, if you put Jamal Murray out there, you still got a point of attack defender out there with what's his name, the backup point guard.
Keon Ellis.
Keon Ellis. Okay, I didn't want to say the wrong name. Keon Ellis, you could put him on there. Then you could put James Harden on him here and there in spurts for sure. I mean, you're going to have to put Christian Braun, or you're going to have to put Cam Johnson on Donovan. You're going to have to do that because, and even if you do that, Donovan's still dropping 30.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It'd be tough. And then we totally thinking about, what you say, like?
They would probably have like Christian Braun guarding them now that I think about it. And then, but I was really thinking like, who would be the X factor for that Cavs team? And
you don't have one? No.
I mean, Evan Mobley is that's the first one that come to mind. But then again, when he's been in that spotlight, he hasn't blown like the expectations out the water. He's just doing what they expect of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then you put Aaron Gordon on him. It's like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, you get a competent defender, yo 20-8 go from like 15-6 or something. It's like, I would have to pick the Nuggets. Yeah, chemistry, they've been there already. They know how to win a series. They've shown it in past 3 years. So
Yeah.
No, that's
I,
Yeah,
good.
I feel like a lot of it would depend on Harden too, because
yeah,
Harden likes the playoff drop. So if he locked in, man, this series would be so offense heavy. Oh my goodness, it'd be crazy. It'd be like 130 points every game, bro. It'd be crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but
It would be, bro. Oh,
I don't know. And Darren Allen and Evan Mobley taking turns on Jokic. They might slow him down a little bit though too. So
yeah. That's what I was saying. What my X factor was, I kind of want to say like either Evan Mobley or Jared Allen, whoever gets that assignment, has to play more of like a Dwight Howard, how Dwight Howard played the Nuggets against how Dwight Howard played the Nuggets in 2020 in the bubble season, where he was really swallowing up. Pause. He was really guarding the fuck out of Nikola Jokic. And he was in his face at all times, not letting him get any of those open shots that he likes, not letting him to get lulled asleep by Jokic. I mean, obviously Jokic has learned a lot since 2020. It's 6 years ago. So I'm thinking that front court is definitely going to be the X factor. Because if you can stop Jokic, if you're not going to stop Jokic, if you can slow down Jokic and make him have that high turnover ratio that he's been having and he's been struggling with for the past couple weeks, then Cleveland can really take advantage of that because you're going to have James Harden drop a game or two because I mean that's just what James Harden does. You can't you can't go away from it. But yeah, if we're just saying like if I had to bet money, if I had to bet a band on it, yeah, give me the Nuggets in probably a 7-game series. It's going to be close.
sure.
All right. Next one we got is the 3 seed Lakers. Come on. Versus the New York Knicks. Oh, that's another 5-1 because the Knicks got all these perimeter defenders they can throw at Luka, man. But do they have offense?
Yeah, man. I feel like the Lakers' biggest problem is obviously perimeter defense, but it's like the Knicks don't have the best perimeter offense at all.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much is that really gonna hinder them through a full playoff series? Like, I guess if you have a game where like obviously Mikal or OG is like hitting crazy from three, but like they just haven't been doing that recently. So it's probably just gonna be like Brunson and Cat's been playing a little bit better recently, but I don't know. I feel like he still doesn't have his footing. I don't know.
I don't. I think. I
I
think the Lake.
feel,
I
I
think the
feel like the
Knicks
Lakers
really.
squeeze this out.
What'd you say? My fault.
I said, I don't know. I feel like the Lakers can squeeze this out. I really feel
Mm.
like. I feel like it would be 7 games. 7 games lock either way. I don't know, bro, but I don't know. I always have trouble just believing in the Knicks, bro.
Playoff
Obviously,
risers.
obviously, if they're hot, like if both teams are hot offensively, then it's gonna be the Knicks just because defensively, wing wise, they have the size. You know what I'm saying? But man, we just haven't seen that in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I don't know, man.
man, when I think about it, I'm thinking like, can Aiton step up to eliminate Cat? Because I mean, you already know Brunson gonna be facilitating offense, and you got OG one corner, Mikal in one corner, and you got the Cat pick and roll. So when Aiton get in that pick and roll, what he gonna do? Is he gonna hold it down? Is he gonna allow a pick and pop? It's like
Mm-hmm.
if the Knicks play it right, you know, OG or Mikal already own Luca, so you gotta. I don't know. Looking at on paper, this Knicks team should win it, but Luka Doncic, man, been playing out of his mind. Can LeBron survive a 7 game series?
Mm-hmm.
I also
Wow.
think about that. And since Luka's gotten there, I've seen AR. He's been an up and down type of guy. He's not giving you a consistent 15 plus every night. One night he might come out and drop like 10, 11.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Knicks win by 5.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be really on the coaching. I'm not gonna lie. Like it's gonna be on how Mike Brown plays his players. Because I mean, he's got a lot of depth, and recently I don't know why he's not playing that depth. And I think against the Lakers, that's gonna be the key to winning this series is playing their depth and keeping all their guys consistently fresh and keeping them being able to like keep that constant pressure on AR, keep that constant pressure on Luka and Aiton because we know that this Lakers team just they sometimes lack that hustle that we need to have competitive defense, and especially if you can continuously throw fresh guys out there. I mean, they have plenty of guys that can hoop, and especially if you get Mitchell Robinson back, you play a little bit of Tyler Kolek, you play Alvarado, you play all those guys. Miles McBride is coming back. If you keep that rotation, I would play like a 10, 11 man rotation, not gonna lie, because you don't have the best player in the series. Obviously, Jalen Brunson's probably gonna be playing that 34 minutes, 35 minutes a game. But other than that, maybe Towns. Other than that, everybody's gonna be on a rotating, just overall rotating rotation. I guess that's how I can describe it. Rotating lineups. Because if you play the Lakers with a 9-man, 8-man rotation, I think the Lakers win easily, like in a 6-5 game series. But yeah, if the Knicks are able to play all of their players and keep them fresh, not gonna lie, give me Knicks in 6 against my Lakers.
Really?
I mean, obviously you can have Luka average 45, and then it's gonna be what I just said doesn't even matter because Luka is that type of X factor player. But with all things considered, give me the Knicks. There's no way they're paying that much money just to be fucking first round, second round exits, bro. I can't wrap my head around it. I'm sorry, I can't.
No, it's an anomaly, bro. But you can only go off what you've seen.
Bro, that Thunder game.
They made it to the Eastern Conference Finals last year, so
yeah,
it's like I don't know, but I don't know, man.
They got hot at the right time, and Did they have a lot of people get injured against them? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
I mean, they had Tatum was Pacers, right? Or was it? No, that was Knicks. No, it was Knicks. They was playing the Knicks, I think. So it was still the Knicks, right? Because Pacers played the Cavs in the second round.
Yeah, that's facts.
So I think it was Pacers, Cavs, and Knicks, Celtics. But I think that Celtics series was already decided when Tatum had went down. Like they were already up, and they were up 3-2. So
yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
They did get hot at a good point, and then Halliburton just shut all that shit down. So it didn't matter after that. But no Allie this year, so we'll see. But yeah, I have trouble having faith in the team, even though on paper they're like top 3 teams in the league on paper. But we'll see.
So who
me personally, I think the Lakers could do it in 7 just because of the Knicks flopping in the playoffs. But
so Lane, you're the tiebreaker. Who do you got again?
I don't see Lakers because you're gonna need Luka to. You're asking him to be like Superman, bro. Yeah, Superman against like the Monstars. It's like, yeah, that Knicks death and how they played. Mike Brown's been, like you said, he has been slowing down on the rotational players, but I think when it comes down to a series and he realized, oh shit, me playing my 8 guys, they need rest or they need subs, da 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 da. You start playing 10 guys, boom. The Lakers, I mean, when you really look at that 10th man spot, is that Dalton Connect?
Probably.
Ronnie. Yeah.
Yeah. They tried to send that man away. Come on, bro. Give me the Knicks in 6.
Valid. All right, we got another Eastern Conference team taking the win. But I think this is going to be the best series of them all. Boston Celtics versus the San Antonio Spurs. Who do we got, man? I mean, I was looking at some stats. I believe it's like people who finish at the rim, who has the highest field goal percentage of any player that drives to the rim. You got Dylan Harper since the All-Star break, shooting 61.9% at the rim while he's driving. And then at second place, you got De'Aaron Fox at 59.8. They're both above guys like Luka Doncic, Shea, Kevin Durant. So I don't know, man. That Spurs have a lot of firepower, and they might have the MVP.
Yeah, bro. Like you said, bro, Dylan Harper, he's gonna get to that rim, and Stephon Castle, he's gonna get to that rim, and Wemby, he's gonna be in that paint. So that's three guys who are giving you rim pressure. And the Celtics, I mean, you have Kate out there, but I think overall the Celtics rim protection isn't the best. You know, it's not the best, and especially if you have Wemby out there who's spacing the floor, who might have to bring Akeda out to guard him. That paint just gets open. It gets wide, like overly wide open. And then on the opposite side of the floor, Wemby can defend Akeda in the paint, and he can defend Vucevic, who's on the perimeter. So, but in terms of wing size, the Celtics overly got him with Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. So, think about who's guarding them. I guess you throw Castle on Jaylen Brown, but who's guarding Tatum? You might have to throw Carter Bryant in there to get some minutes. But is Carter Bryant gonna be making his threes consistently through the whole series? I don't know. Probably not. So, man, this is a close one.
Who's the X factor in that series? Would you
I
say?
think the X factor is Wemby, bro.
Okay.
Because I think I'm gonna tell you why. I think in a series like this, you have to have somebody dominate because they both have teams who are like close, you know, in terms of talent. Celtics obviously have that championship pedigree, and the Spurs are younger, but the X factor, in my opinion, would be Wemby, just because Jason Tatum is playing at about. He's having great games recently, but he's playing at about 80% of Tatum. You know, we're not getting 100% Tatum here, and Jaylen Brown is kind of fizzled a little bit, and I guess Tatum coming back has obviously shifted that a little bit. He has to get used back to playing with Tatum. So, but Derek White could be X factor too, though.
Yeah.
See, you could throw him on Castle or Harper and play great defense. I don't know, bro. I still think in the grand scheme, X factor will be Wemby because you need someone to like hit that switch in this type of series and just go crazy. And I feel like it would have to be Wemby taking that offensive jump just to like blow them out over the top over the Celtics team. So I would take the Spurs.
Okay.
Spurs in 7. Like this gotta go. I feel like I've been saying it, but this really gotta go 7.
Don't forget about Boston's bench, man.
That's true. That's true. Spurs, hey, you do got Keldon Johnson and Carter Bryant though come off the bench though. Those are two high energy guys. So, but yeah, I think you definitely Celtics do get the edge in terms of bench. But yeah, it's just a tough one, man.
That is a toughie, man. That is a toughie. In my opinion, it's hard to say Tatum's the X factor. I want to say he's the X factor, but like you said, he probably is only going to give you 80 at most 90% for maybe a game or two in the series. Like obviously he just dropped 34 on great efficiency against the Hornets, but I don't think he's going to keep that up. I mean, he needs to show me at least a week more of good efficiency for me to be able to confidently say he would be an X factor in that series. I think the X factors though are Derek White and Payton Pritchard. I mean, Derek White's recent step in overall just getting buckets and his 3-point making has been so extremely helpful to that Boston team. And Payton Pritchard, he's going to give you at least a night or two of at least 25 plus. So if they're dominating on the bench, then I can see Boston taking this series. And again, Wembanyama, how many minutes is he going to play in a playoff series? Is he going to get to that 33? I don't know. I don't know, man. I mean, we are talking one playoff series, so I mean, I guess you can play him for 35. This is, let's say, like the finals. I would probably expect Wembanyama to play upwards of like 33 to 35 minutes a game. I would hope, but
yeah,
give me Boston in 7. I can't lie, because Jaylen Brown's ISO scoring. Even if you put Stephon Castle on him, Jaylen Brown has been shown to consistently be able to score one-on-one, and I feel like that is so crucial in playoff basketball because you can stop certain plays You can stop all that, the formations, whatever fast break, whatever a team likes. You can't really stop ISO ball because at the end of the day, it's just one-on-one. So give me the Celtics in 7.
What you think, Lane?
Man, we've seen it already. Wemby is generational. So we might not see another, but that supporting cast is just a little too inexperienced for me. Stephon Cass, so I don't think they made the. Did they make the playoffs last year? I don't think so.
No.
No.
Because it's
So
Wendell
yeah,
Carter.
yeah, no, Stephon Castle, De'Aaron Fox. He brings in that veteran energy, but when have you ever seen De'Aaron Fox really win anything?
Mm.
And Dylan Harper, amazing rookie, gonna have an amazing career, but when you get those experienced guys in front of you, like a Derek White, he might clamp that shit. Peyton Pritchard's a smaller guy, but when you get on the defensive end, he can really go get a bucket if he wanted to, but realistically, the offensive game plan's not around him. So that leaves Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Shit. That's 2 All-Stars, bro.
Yeah.
2 All NBA. So I just think the Celtics are gonna be a smarter team. Mitch Johnson's proven to be an amazing coach when given the right tools, but Joe Mazzulla been doing this. So
Coach of the Year
I
candidate.
would I would take the Celtics in wouldn't be generational. Give them Celtics in 7.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, man, you're definitely going to get a couple games of Wembanyama just dropping 40 and having Boston scramble. You're definitely going to get a blowout or two with San Antonio. But I think overall, that coaching, that, like you said, give me the Celtics. Last one, we don't got to go into too much depth in this, especially with Cade Cunningham out for the next 2 weeks. Thunder versus Pistons at the 2-1 seeds. I think I can speak for all of us. Even with Cade there, I think Thunder in probably 5 to 6, but right now Thunder in 4.
Yeah, man. I feel like if you switch the Pistons and the Celtics, Pistons might have a better chance versus Spurs, but I mean the Thunder. I mean, I don't even then, like the Pistons. I don't know, and I applaud to them for getting 1 seed. Obviously, it's not no weak feat, but I feel like this second half after the break, when we looked at that chart and saw that their schedule gets way harder compared to their before the break, they've kind of shown that. Now they haven't fizzled out. Obviously, they're still first seed, but obviously with Cade being gone and they've won a few games to kind of keep afloat. But I don't see this team doing much damage in the playoffs just because there's not much creation out of Cade. So Thunder just would tear him up. Not gonna lie.
Let me see. I'm doing my research right now. Ooh.
Hey, shout out Denise Jenkins though. I can't lie. Like every time he gets an opportunity, he steps up.
For sure, he's gonna get a contract, like a contract. He gonna get
he was a no name. He was a no name for the first like 20 games.
Yes, he was literally G League playing on a 10-day. Yeah. Got upgraded from a 10-day, got another 10-day. Now he got an actual little contract. He don't get an even bigger contract this offseason.
I want to say the first game, like I really saw him go off, and I want to say I saw the first game that he really went off. It was against the Chicago Bulls, and every time a team or a player goes off against the Bulls, I'm like, okay, it's the Bulls. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna go off against the Bulls. So I was like, I kept watch on him, but I was like, this just might be like a Bulls situation where there's just a lot of buckets happening. But nah, he continued after that. So I love it. I love it for Denise, man. Or I hear so many different pronunciations of his name, though. Denise. What is it? It's like Danis.
You saying Denise?
I say Denise.
I think that's how you say it. But after my research, they've only dropped 1 game after losing Cade Cunningham. So that proves, well,
make the argument.
They beat the Lakers. I think they lost to the Hawks by 1. In overtime, 2. That was their only loss without Kate Cunningham. After his injury, of course. But they beat the
Mhm.
Wolves, no Ant. So I mean, they've shown they got guys that can step up for sure. But you're not no. This is the former champions we're talking about. MVP that we're talking about. And they just got Jared McCain at the trade deadline,
Yeah.
which like makes the team like 3 times tougher just off the fact that they get that shooting that they was needing. I the Thunder win obviously, but I think I'm gonna have to take them in we could say 5 games. They might win one in Detroit with the crowd behind them.
That's valid.
Give them
Hey,
a sweep.
we'll see that game tonight, man. We'll see that game tonight at 8:30. I believe it's in OKC. So
Man, I wish K was playing for this game, man.
that would be fire. Talking a little bit more about the Thunder, man. They've had some. I mean, that's our rankings. Actually, let me finish up this rankings. That was our rankings. We actually had it tied 5-5. Pretty wild. I can't lie. That Celtics. I mean, the Celtics Spurs can go either way, but we had it tied 5-5. Celtics, Hawks, 76ers, Hornets. Oh wait, no, I wrote 76ers twice. It was 6-4. My fault.
Mm.
So I guess the Western Conference is still the better conference. We'll see in the playoffs. But yeah, what I wanted to segue into, man, is that the Thunder team has been overly struggling, bro. I mean, they barely beat the Knicks last night. I mean, they didn't they were leading the whole night. The whole night they were leading that Knicks team, so I can't really say they struggled, but like I thought they were gonna pull away a lot quicker. And Caruso was hitting some clutch time threes, which typically Caruso is not hitting those threes. But man, how do we feel about not only about the Thunder, but about this MVP race between Wembanyama and Shea? I said earlier, is this MVP race going to come down to who wins the first seed? Because damn, we're seeing just all these role players that we've seen being great, and we thought that we're gonna break the regular season win record just fall apart. I mean, their 3 point shooting has been abysmal recently. What do you guys think? You guys think that they're gonna keep that 1 seed, or do you think that the Spurs and Wembanyama are gonna take it? What are we thinking?
Man, I mean, the Spurs are like, I don't know what the total game number is, but they've only lost 2 games in like their last, like since the break or something crazy, bro. And I mean,
They're 9-1 in the last 10. At least I see.
Yeah, they're on an 8 game win streak.
it's hard to see. I don't know what their schedules look like, but it's hard to see them losing
I just looked at it.
many more games. I can't. I mean, when Wembanyama's on the floor, they're literally insane. So I mean, it's like, man, they could pass them, but I don't know. I guess we'd have to look at both their remaining schedules to see, like specifically, because obviously, if Thunder plays some bums down the stretch, then it's like,
Yeah,
know,
that was some
They're
important
playing.
context I missed out. Let me real quick add this. The Thunder have the hardest strength of schedule remaining. At number one, I believe they're the biggest games they have is the Lakers twice.
yeah.
And the Spurs are like number 17 in strength of schedule remaining. And the biggest games they do have the Nuggets twice.
Yeah.
But yeah, what was you saying, Lane?
Looking at these, yeah, no, the Lakers. Oh, like I'm looking at the Lakers. Supposed to be looking at the Thunder. I don't know what the fuck I'm. Pistons 6 games in April. Lakers twice. Nuggets, Clips, and Suns.
Oh, that's a hell of a schedule.
Yeah. If
Dang, yeah, they do play the Jazz though.
they do, yeah, they got the Jazz in there. I can definitely see them ending the season on a high note. If you end this season like last 10, let's say 6-4, you're still in a decent spot.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't
Man,
know. Looking at
Yeah.
the MVP race, I think just because Wembanyama is so young, we've never seen. Let me say me. I won't say we as like the whole world, the league itself, but I've never seen a seven. Fuck. Let's give him 7-7. Fuck. But no, 7-3, 7-4, moving like he is. Obviously, I would love 3 blocks a game because you're 7 fucking 4 with the longest we span on the man. But Shea's just been shooting like shit lately. I think that's what put Wimby in that first spot. Also, that they're on like a 10 game, 8 game win streak as well. That helps. So I don't know, bro. This shit kind of hard.
Yeah, because I mean they're 2.5 games behind. San Antonio is,
Mhm.
so they got to drop 3 more. Obviously, the Thunder have to drop 3 more games. Then the Spurs. Hey, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
if the Spurs get it done, I think Wembanyama's getting that MVP. If the Spurs can get that 1 seed, unfortunately, due to like, what is that word called? Not current recency bias. Due to recency bias, I think Wembanyama's going to get it. Obviously, in my opinion, Shea has had the better season. If we look at clutch games, I can guarantee Shea has been the more clutch player. It's just hard to make the case when people are saying Wembanyama is doing so much with so little minutes. I don't know, like that is a good case to make. I can't lie, but
Yeah. I feel like I don't know. I feel like it can go either way. I feel like the Thunder could keep the 1 seed, but if Shea is shooting as bad as he has been these past few games, I can still see Wemby. I can still see Wemby getting it, even if the Thunder hold that 1 seed. But vice versa. I mean, if Wemby just doesn't play the best these past few games, and then the Spurs end up sneaking that 1 seed, I don't know, but I do think the Spurs getting that 1 seed would do. I think the Spurs getting the 1 seed would do more for Wemby's MVP than Shea's MVP if the Thunder kept the 1 seed. If that makes sense, because they'd be
Yeah,
catching up to this team that was, you
fucking
know,
2-0.
was was expected, to break records and stuff. So they would probably get a little bit of a boost in that regard. But yeah, man, I don't know. I feel like just the timing with the MVP race has just been so unlucky for Shea. Because I feel like even with these past few games, it's almost hypocritical. Because like, if we're talking about MVP of the whole season, Wemby missed what a whole month of the season, and I guess Shea was out too. But I don't know. And then with how Luka was boosted, and they had their stretch where they weren't that good, but then they also brought Luka back down. So like, I feel like the ladder's just been a little wonky, and Jokic somehow jumped up, and they haven't been playing good at all really recently. So it's like I don't know. I don't really know what they're doing with it. I do feel like that press conference has a lot to do with it because it's just good PR, I guess, to have Wemby say that, and then they want to propel him as the next face of the league guy. So it wouldn't be crazy for them to propel him in that spot. But I do feel like overly Shea has been the MVP this season. So, but I do feel like it's a good case to argue that maybe playing those lesser minutes and having that much of an impact when they're on the floor. I mean, they're like two different teams when he's on the floor defensively. So, and offensively, it might not show up on paper, but what he does offensively in terms of just taking up space in the paint and being a threat is a lot for them. So I don't know. I wouldn't hate it if Wemby won the MVP this season. It'd be kind of cool. But I do feel like later down the line, it'd be like, whoa, Shea should have won this MVP. And then it's not on his resume. And it's like, damn, I won the MVP could be the difference between 1 or 2 spots when he goes down as all time great. So,
mhm.
yeah.
I don't fuck with how like I said, I don't fuck with how the role players on the Thunder are playing right now, but it is setting up for a legacy series or a legacy playoff run by Shea, because I mean we already know that he has such a high potential assist, so high. Like if they are hitting these shots, oh my goodness, it would be probably an easy MVP for Shea. But now he's going to be facing this adversity, and we're going to see how he can handle that. Hopefully, the coach isn't so stagnant, and he can actually like implement a system where, hey, maybe we run more of a cutting so J-Dub can finish at the basket where he's a little bit stronger rather than shooting threes. Obviously, I know you can 2-3 that, but you got a playmaker like Shea who I feel like can make that read 9 times out of 10. So I'm excited to see how this playoff pans out. Even with this MVP race being real interesting, I'm more excited for the playoff race. But what I wanted to ask you guys actually was when Wembanyama said, I feel like a lot of people forget that 50% of the game is defense and that an MVP has to be able to play, defense as well. Obviously, that's not a direct quote, but basically that's what he was alluding to, that you got to be able to play defense and offense. So that's why I deserve the MVP. How important is defense to you than offense, at least as of recent? Because you got like guys like James Harden winning the MVP. You got guys like Nikola Jokic winning the MVP, who obviously don't provide that much to the defensive side. Steve Nash, another guy, won 2 MVPs, didn't really provide that much to the defensive side when you had Kobe Bryant and LeBron. Yep. What do you guys?
I was calling.
What do you guys think?
Shit, you even had like Curry. Curry winning that. Didn't he average like what, 2 steals probably? Something like that.
Yeah.
Or steal it. So, when they're deciding MVP, of course they take into account defense. But look, bro, defense is not that fucking hard at 7'4" with a 8-foot wingspan. So it's like, duh, defense is 50% of the game, you fucking idiot. But you take up half the goddamn court.
Yeah.
Like, centers are scared to shoot over you. Yeah. So it's like, everybody knows defense is part of the game. And I'm sure the voters are taking into account defense, but I would say like efficiency matters more than defense when it comes to the MVP race.
No, 100%, man. No, 100%. I completely agree with that.
Like, realistically, you're forced to play defense. Well, like, you play offense and then you have to get back.
Yeah.
So I didn't know he said that either. So hearing that from y'all was like,
yeah, he said defense is 50% of the game. I think people should remember that. And it's kind of weird because the Thunder have the #1 defense in the league right now. I think Spurs are 7.
Is he trying to say Shea's not playing defense, or like my defense is the best in the league? So since that's the case, I should get it. I mean, if your defense is the best in the league, you should get DPOY.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like you're taking into account every aspect of the game. Like, I don't even know that shit. It's just like
I think I disagree with what he said. I don't feel like. While I do agree, obviously, point blank, period, 50% of each part of the game is offense and defense, obviously. But in his case for it being the deciding factor for MVP, I disagree because I feel like you can definitely control more offensively than you can defensively as an individual. Just like statistically, you know what I'm saying? Like, obviously, if you're a defender and you're sitting in the corner, I mean, it's the difference between like Shea playing off ball defensively and taking on the whole offensive load is 2 different things, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I feel like it's obviously it's nothing that's not like to push off, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you want to take into account how valuable he is on defense, but like Link said, I feel like that's more of a case for DPOY, you know? That's kind of what the award is for. And I feel like players like Hakeem and even like more recently like Giannis, I feel like even though they were defensively like top of the league, like Giannis won DPOY, same year winning MVP, and then Hakeem obviously won MVP but also had DPOYs. It's like they weren't taking like for them winning MVP, it wasn't taking into account their defense because they were already getting DPOY. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like they should be separate. And yeah, I feel like I disagree.
Hmm.
But I get what he's saying though, because his defense is very valuable. But again, that should be for DPOY how valuable you are defensively.
Yeah.
But I do feel like even though that's the case, I feel like Wemby's offense, even though it's like I said before, it didn't up on the stat sheet, him taking up space is very valuable for that team because he can either be in the paint and draw a lot of eyes for 3-point shooters, or vice versa. He can stretch the floor and open up the paint for his teammates because you have to keep an eye on the 7-6 guy sitting in the paint who can dead ass score over anybody you put in front of him. So there's value in that, but I don't think it's as valuable as what Shea is doing offensively at the consistent rate. He even with the last few games, he's just overall this season been too consistent. So
Hmm. Yeah. I hear y'all. I hear y'all. I mean, I think I don't know exactly how to say this, so I'm just gonna blurt this out. But like, I think the voters haven't seen such a defensive guy in so long. And I don't know, obviously, we don't have the same voters that we did in the 80s and 90s. We might have a couple. But again, to my point, I feel like we haven't seen a guy that is so defensively oriented, but also offensively skilled in so long, especially at the center position, that has dominated like this. So it's like an enigma, man. It's like picking for MVP, who do you want? Wilt Chamberlain or Jerry West? It's a lot easier to make the case for Wilt Chamberlain because he's doing defense and offense. Maybe not necessarily more efficient than Jerry West. Obviously, I don't know Jerry West's numbers. He's just a guy I'm using. But it's a lot more easy to make that case, even though Jerry West might win more or might be more important to the team. Wilt Chamberlain's numbers individually is going to look a lot better. And then it makes it even a harder conversation because it's not only that Wemby's numbers individually look great, his team is doing great. So I don't know. I saw this stat on NBA Reddit where nobody has broken the top 10 block list in like 15 years since Shaquille O'Neal. We haven't seen a guy break that list. I think the closest we have right now is Brooke Lopez at 12. So right now, seeing a guy at his magnitude enter the league so quickly and dominate offensively and defensively is just like, wow, you're watching like magic happen because you've never seen it before. We've seen guys like Shea be ultra efficient, obviously not to his level, but it's hard to quantify with your eyes the difference between a James Harden efficiency and a Shea Gilgeous efficiency. You know what I mean? Like, they're both efficient ass players, but obviously Shea is on a whole nother level. It's just hard to see that level. It's a lot easier to see Wembanyama being a defensive demon and a guy who breaks down defenses as well on the other side of the ball where you have to guard him on the 3-point line or in the paint. So I don't know, man. Again, in my opinion, in the time I've watched ball, I think that being able to control an offense and being able to consistently get a bucket at this high of a rate is a lot more valuable to me than it just sounds nasty to even come out of my mouth than being a 7'6" demigod. like
yeah,
like it's a tough race. Hey, it's hard to be a voter. If I was a voter, oh my god, I'd have a lot of sleepless nights, man. Because
yeah. And it's almost like you can't. It's like you can fault Wemby for being 7'6", but it's like I don't know, bro. At some point, it's like he's 7'6", so it's like I don't know how much. Like it's kind of like both sides. It's like he's so dominant. Like the paint is dead ass. Like he covers everything in the paint. He's 7'6", so it's like
right.
obviously he's gonna get blocks. But then it's like okay, this guy still exists though. It's a 7'6" dude who's gonna get every block. So it's like how do you not vote for that? So like I see both sides, but I don't know, bro. And I guess the momentum that they're on is just so insane. Like it's just insane, and they're like their net ratings when he's on the floor and playing are like night and day. So it's like he has everything going for him for in terms of the race. So I feel like he'll end up winning it, bro. I really do because there's just so much momentum, and I don't know, bro. I feel like even though Shea isn't in terms of in the league, Shea is loved more than he is on the media side because social media, the general eye is not watching the game, so they're kind of just hating. You know what I'm saying? Call him a free throw merchant, whatever. But
Yeah.
so like in the league, he gets a little more love. But even the players, like they sometimes say they're tired of Shea and his fouls, and then you got a guy like Wemby who's just playing defense and being 7'6", and there's not really any. Wemby doesn't have a negative hinge to his name like Shea does with foul baiting, or Luka does with complaining, or Jokic does with bad defense. He doesn't have one of those. He's just Wemby right now, demigod, alien. So I mean, I guess you have the offensive side. He's not as consistent yet, but for the most part, everyone loves Wemby. So I just think he just has everything going for him for this race.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's tough, but
we
man.
literally have coaches coming out. I just saw New York's coach, Mike Brown, come out and say, hey, congrats on the Thunder being able to play the game better than us, being able to play the whistle better than us. Like,
Yeah, but
that's nasty work. Because, like, even coaches are saying they're disregarding the fact that Shea is so elite at the midi, so elite in so many spots on the court that people have to play up on him. People have to jump on his pump fake, so he's able to throw his body. And yeah, he's playing the game, but he's also such an elite player. Like you can't do that if you're like a Ty Jerome, bro. No one's jumping on that.
yeah, yeah. I think that's a great point because people forget to remember that, bro. If fucking like Cam Spencer is pump faking in the midi, bro, I'm not. A player's not throwing their whole body to jump at the midi. They might let him shoot it a few times because he might not make it. He might go like 2 for 5 from that spot. You know what I'm saying? But Shea is going 5 for 5 if you don't put a hand up. So it's like you have to jump, and then he's playing the jump. He's absorbing the contact and getting the foul. I mean, that's literally what MVPs do. If you go and look at previous MVP, go look at Kobe and Jordan and even Bron's MVPs. They're getting to the line. Harden, you got to get to the line, bro. That's part of the game. So I just feel like, yeah, he's unfortunately he's gonna be disregarded because of people just having a negative connotation on his name. But it's gonna look nasty and later down the line, bro. Like 20 years, it's gonna look nasty, bro. Because man, he should have won this MVP, but when we just the momentum was crazy.
It really is. That's the beauty of the game, though. I can't lie. Like, if we look back at Michael Jordan's MVP seasons, I believe I'm like 90% sure they had a rule where you had to stick to your defender or stick to the offensive player as a defender. You couldn't, like, go double if you're on the opposite side of the court. So obviously they would put Jordan on the left side of the court, the rest of the players on the right side of the court, and say, Jordan, go get a bucket. And Jordan would get a bucket because he was Michael Jordan. He was so efficient on the offensive side. He can go to the mid, he can get in the paint, whatever. He was playing the game. Shea Gilgeous is playing the game, but unfortunately, it has a negative connotation to today's game.
Yep.
Hopefully, the refs start swallowing the whistle, so people don't have to play like that. We can really see like the beauty of the game again. But it's the game.
I'm about to say the thing about that is, say they don't call it, they reduce the rate they call it at even 40%. That's a decent amount. So I'll say fucking 30%. They reduce the amount they call it by 30%. Bro, you get the players complaining, you get the coaches complaining, you get the GMs complaining. The refs are like this. You're making the refs the scapegoat at that point. So it's like, yeah, it's part of the game. We all should acknowledge that and be more disciplined on fucking defense. It's like, So I mean, he making it to the line because he's so efficient at where he's choosing to take his shots. So you really like the fact that making it to the free throw line because you're scoring a lot. It's not a decent amount. He's scoring a lot, so they're fouling a lot because he has the ball in his hand like every possession. So it's like, duh, he gonna make it to the line 8 times a game.
Yeah.
So
Also, his highest drive rate.
that's
You
what I'm
get
saying.
fouls, getting to the paint, bro. That's how you get fouls, man.
How you gonna make that a negative that he's playing the game? Like he's literally just playing his game. He's playing the coach's game, and the other team is hacking because the nigga know how to get a bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, imagine pickup. You get in a bucket, so they crash, and 3 niggas jump on your back, and you don't call the foul.
Yep.
You gonna yell for a foul, right? It's
Yeah.
like so it's I mean, it's life, bro.
Real.
But I think, in my opinion, Shea should have that MVP. But hey,
I think
I'm not.
if Wemby wins it, I don't know who's gonna stop it for the next couple of years unless he starts doing something that the general public don't fuck with. But I don't think he doesn't seem like that type of guy. He seems like a people's person. I do think though, I was thinking about this earlier. Like, I think Shea's gonna have a lot longer of a peak. I think his peak, even though he's an older player, I think his peak or like his prime, I guess I should say, is gonna outlast Wembanyama's prime. Is that crazy to say? Like, do you think Shea can continue doing this? Not like to this, maybe even to this level, bro. We've seen primes by great players last a long time. Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant. Do you think Shea can continue this until he's like 33, 34?
I mean, yeah, I don't see why
Let me see how old he is.
not really. I mean, I guess
27.
I guess if you want to like compare it to like let me look something up like just on the fly real quick because I feel like the best. I mean, obviously efficiency wise, you compare it to like Michael Jordan, but I feel like in terms of where he plays at, because he's not as athletic. You know what I'm saying? Like above the rim finisher as Michael Jordan was. Obviously,
Right.
he kind of reminds me more like later age Kobe, like 09, 010 Kobe, where he's taking those middies more and he still can get down to the rim, but he might not go dunk every time. You know what I'm saying? He's might take a layup, take a tough lay. So yeah, like that 07 to like 11 Kobe ish is where I see it, and I don't see why he can't maintain a play style like that. I mean, by 2011, Kobe was 32. So I mean, I don't know. I don't see why Shea can't. I mean, Shea's what 27 or 28.
Yeah, 27.
So yeah, I feel like he can definitely do it for 5 more years. And I mean, if he's averaging efficiency like this at 30 points per game for 5 years, I mean, yeah. Unfortunately for Wemby, I feel like his biggest thing will be how much he can be on the court.
Just health.
Yeah, bro. How much he can be on the court, bro. Which, unfortunately, availability is the best ability. So
Yeah.
we'll see if he can endure that. If he can somehow, I mean, obviously, if he pulls off the unimaginable and is playing like 82 games a season on some crazy shit, then I mean, he's gonna be the GOAT. So I mean, but like I feel like yeah, health is what's gonna hinder him. And aside from this season, Shea's been pretty healthy his whole career. So I don't know. I feel like yeah, I agree. His peak probably will outlive. I feel like if Wemby could give us 10 seasons of this though, I mean,
Hey,
how much of that would be peak? Like prime, I guess. If it like how efficient it would be, I guess will be up to question, but it'd be tough. It would be tough because Shea's first what I guess 5 years ish will have to be taken into consideration, and Wemby's already off to this crazy start this early. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know, and I think what could extend like a Wembanyama's career, and you obviously don't want injuries to happen, but like obviously your cartilage, you only have so much of it as a human being. So I'm not gonna lie, like breaking a left wrist out for the season once or twice, that could really extend his career. Obviously, because they're not gonna sit him unless the team around him is ass. They're not gonna sit him for a whole year. But if you really want Wembanyama, because he's 7'4", 7'6", whatever that range, he's not. I don't think he can play for 10 years, 60 plus games, 55 plus games at that efficiency. I think he can give you 6 years of that, but maybe I'm tripping. I mean, you seen guys like Tim Duncan. He was 7 foot. He was dominant for a long, long time. 7'1", something like that. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see though.
Today's medicine is crazy too. So
true.
You never know.
Next topic though, we could talk about that MVP race all day. I can't wait for that shit to come out. Can't lie. We'll probably be talking about it next podcast too. I wanted to talk about Which player's legacy would be most affected with a championship ring this year? Any names come to mind? Like, a name that immediately comes to my mind is James Harden. I mean, the stigma of him not being a winner is completely due to the playoffs. He makes the playoffs. I can't remember how many years in a row he's made the playoffs, but he's made the playoffs for I think his whole career, or damn near, has made the playoffs for his whole career. But the reason why people put that label of him not being a winner is because of his playoff woes. He doesn't necessarily rise to the playoff occasion. So if he can be a second, even third option on this Cavs team, let's say Evan Mobley goes crazy and get a final ring, the whole narrative on him would change. So I got James.
Yeah, I guess I'll probably have like a few, like James Harden for sure, because he can play a contributing role to a chip. I mean, that probably propels him to top 3 shooting guard, depending on if you have him at 4 or 3 already. You know what I'm saying? He might jump D Wade after that.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, dang. But then it's also like Spurs and Wemby getting one this early, and however many he might win in his career. You know, if you compare it to like Tim Duncan getting one so early in his career, it's like, dang,
And
how far could that go?
He doesn't even have a D-Rob. It would
Man,
be him.
it would just be him.
I mean, obviously.
And especially with how impactful he is, that would be insane for his career. And then obviously the Thunder, if they go back to back, we haven't seen a back to back since the Warriors.
Yeah.
So if they end up going back to back, and then Shea has another ring, and I mean, if she can come out and get this MVP, and he gets another ring, back to back rings, back to back MVPs, back to back Finals MVPs, I mean, that would be the greatest. I mean, that would be the greatest. But his efficiency, it had to be up there with the greatest 2-year stretch of all time. So I mean, yeah, I feel like in totality though, since Wemby was younger and he has more years to win a ring, and the Thunder do already have that ring, I think I would agree ultimately it would be James Harden and the Cavs, especially as a whole with the Cavs too, because past few years have been like, dang, this team is talented, but like, what they got to do to get over that hump?
Mm-hmm.
So if D. Mitch can finally get that ring too, it would just do a lot if James Harden was that piece that put them over the top for those guys. So I agree, James Harden.
Hey man, I think James Harden is like, anytime you talk about a player not having a championship, that's like the first person in mind, especially like modern day. So obviously James Harden, y'all already said that. The process, man. Joel Embiid.
Yes,
I
sir.
just thought about that. He coming off of an injury. He looking good, looking like his old self pre knee explosion. It's like, damn, you got good pieces around you. Can y'all make it there?
Mm-hmm.
So that was one, and then in my head again, LeBron James and that Lakers team. Ooh, Luka Doncic finally get a ring. He made it. Didn't he make it once? And they lost.
To the final
Yeah.
2 years ago, yeah.
They lost, and he didn't. He's shown he can make it in Dallas with fucking shit. Nobody guy. I think was Kyrie there 1 year, maybe.
Yeah, he had Kyrie as a sidekick that year.
So, and then yeah, didn't Kyrie end up like tearing his Achilles or something, or ACL, or was that?
That was last year. Yeah, that was last year. But they were the 6 seed. They were the 6 seed.
Wow.
Yeah,
to
that's
get to the
crazy.
finals. Yeah.
So they finna make the 3 seed, and then in LeBron's aspect, and like in LeBron's case, damn, is this ring enough to, like, I can clear Jordan? I already got the points. Shit, I ain't got the record he got, but y'all was telling me I needed another one, so here it is. Do I finally get y'all good grace? Am I like the new GOAT? So it's like you got a lot of cases around the league. Shit, can the Hornets be the first play-in team to make something?
That would be wild.
Like,
Can't lie.
it's so many storylines that could be, but for like, I would say the most popular ones, it'd be those ones right there, Embiid and LeBron.
Valid. 100%.
That's sick, man. PG2, man. Paul George.
I was going to say, bro, you can't forget about Paul George being on that team. Playoff P.
Yeah. Hey, can he really get it together in the playoffs? get that playoff Pete title off, and it's actually a bucket getter title. That'd be
Yes,
crazy.
because you'd have to
Hey man, I
contribute
think
heavy.
I don't know if Steve had this on the side segment, but you could also say like I feel like this playoffs got like the most like the most weight almost because like I mean I guess if you look at the teams like the only teams who this ring maybe means I wouldn't say nothing for them but like not a lot is like the Celtics maybe because that might not propel them any much further really individually as players and really as a team. I mean they already did it one time, but I don't know it would be back to back so it'd be like but other than the Celtics it's like if the Knicks somehow pulled it out they finally got over that hump.
Mm-hmm.
Cavs. I mean, even with the Nuggets already winning one, this would do a lot for Jokic in his career in terms of propelling him maybe in the top center and more top center talks and even top 10 talks. So I feel like I feel like this playoffs got the most weight to it to be honest in terms of who comes out with this chip. To be honest,
Yeah, no, and a couple guys I got as well. I mean, these guys are obviously long shots. They're leaders of the team. I feel like Houston Rockets and Kevin Durant. If Kevin Durant can win this with all the odds against him, with all the shit talking he's had, I wouldn't be surprised if he retired after that. Because I mean, nobody can talk shit on him anymore. He went to a situation, he won. And yeah, maybe he was a snake. Maybe he does bounce around here and there, but he can finally take all that pressure off his shoulders, saying, "Oh well, doesn't matter where KD goes. He's not a winner. Doesn't matter. He just runs from adversity." Well, he's in the middle of adversity right now, and if he can take that another step at what, 37, 30, something like that, 36 years old, you can't talk shit on it anymore. You can't talk shit on him. You're gonna have to blame other people. You're gonna have to say, well, it's the reason they didn't win in the Nets is because Kyrie and James weren't available at all times. If the reason they didn't win on the Suns was because that the system overall was just shit. I mean, I feel like that's a big one. I was gonna say Kawhi and the Clippers, but I feel like Kawhi's legacy is already pretty locked in. I mean, if he did it again, I don't think that really. I mean, it moves him obviously up in the
but
player
yeah,
all time rankings.
we're into the West though.
Yeah, he
It'll
did
be
the East
fun.
and the West. I'm not gonna lie, he would have to be like top 15 for sure, for sure.
Shit, he won in the West already.
Oh yeah,
No, that was East, wasn't it?
with the
No, don't forget
Spurs.
San Antonio.
Oh, he did. Hey, a third ring?
I was obviously he wasn't that number one option,
Yeah, but
but it's still a ring in the West and the East. Shit, he said, "Let me go be the number one option over here and go win, show y'all niggas." So
yeah, man.
he got
Hey,
another one.
we forgot
He'd be
about
like the biggest what if ever. If he was healthy, people would be like, damn, he should have got 3, 4, 5
yeah,
if he was
bro.
healthy.
Hey man, we forgot about man if Timberwolves somehow, man,
He
bro,
needs it.
Ant will go down as like one of the greatest playoff risers ever, bro. Cause oh my god, if he somehow went through this West again, cause he's carried them the Western Conference Finals past 2 years already,
Mm-hmm.
and man, it would propel him up because I mean he's not year in and year out. He's not really in those MVP talks. He's always in like the top echelon of players who's like he's an elite bucket getter obviously and can hold his own defensively, but he's always stuck at that top 7 to 5 ish range in players. So it would be a lot for him too if they could somehow pull it out.
No.
But
I feel like a lot of the guys definitely would really be impacted because a ring's a ring at the end of the day. Once you win a ring, bro, you have that like bubble of protection around you. Unless you're going for like the GOAT status or top 10 status, you have that
yeah,
that bubble around you that no one can really break. Like it's like in the NFL. Once a quarterback wins a chip, bro, he's an all-time great. You can't take nothing off his name. But if he never gets that chip, then you can talk a lot of shit on him. Like Peyton Manning, he couldn't get a chip for the longest. Once he got it, no one could talk shit. Next topic I want to bring up, though, last topic I really have. Which teams do you expect to drastically drop out the playoffs next year? Maybe one or two on each conference versus teams that you expect to drastically rise. Any teams come up? Because I mean,
teams I expect to drop.
yeah, let's do drop first. Who do you expect to drastically drop out of the playoffs next year?
You doing East and West or just one?
You can just do one.
Just one.
It's tough because a lot of the obviously, in my personal opinion, I got Golden State. You have a Steph Curry type of guy, but you have so many aging stars around him. Kristaps is out of here next year, hopefully. I mean, they might re-sign him for something small, but Jimmy Butler is a question mark. He's probably not going to be able to play for half the season. Moses Moody is out probably for 75% of the season next year. Yeah, hopefully Curry can find him a new team, or maybe I guess they can build around him. But in my opinion, I haven't seen that GM, forgot his name. The GM, he never really has been able to build a team that can consistently stay healthy.
Oh,
So I got the
nice.
Warriors drastically dropping, probably to like a top four or bottom four team in the West.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Like, I guess you kind of predict like some teams maybe blowing it up after the playoffs, and then like what do they look like?
How I
But
how I thought of it was like, okay, who's gonna rise, and in that spot, who's gonna rise, who's gonna drop. You feel me? Because I think that's a
mm,
lot easier. It's hard to say a team's gonna drop because you have so many great teams. Trailblazers are young.
Mm-hmm.
Suns can definitely come back and make some noise. Rockets are gonna get Fred VanVleet back. You know what I mean?
yeah. Mm, not gonna lie, I would say the Clippers are a team that's probably gonna drop
Probably.
just because as much as I'm happy for Kawhi and the season he's had, and playing more games than anyone expected. I do feel like this run has taken a toll on his body more than he may have expected. He's been playing through some injuries, and you can tell, like in the games, sometimes they point it out on the broadcast with like him wincing, running up the court.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like this off season, obviously he might get surgery or two to fix some stuff up, but then it's like, dang, his body's really starting to take more of a toll, and then um, yeah, it was different when they had Harden because Harden is a floor riser, so you know they could have Kawhi off the court and still stay afloat.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like Darius Garland is maybe more of. I mean, Darius Garland is a floor riser to an extent, but I feel like he's a lesser version of that in comparison to James Harden. Even though he's still a very good playmaker, but I don't think he can keep the team afloat as much as the James Harden could, in the past 2 years. So I feel like the Clippers would be a team that might fall off if Kawhi has to miss more games than he would like to, and then they don't have Zubac no more. So yeah, I would say the Clippers.
Valid.
Mm, I've been thinking about it. I got a squad, but I'm not gonna say him. I think the Hawks.
Mm.
That's
Just
fair.
off. Mm,
I know
yeah,
they're gonna have a lot of cap space next year. That's what I've heard.
I could see them having a lot of money getting off of Trey Young. That'll help for sure.
Right.
Um, I don't think McGow, Alexander Walker will have
Mm,
the same year he had this year,
mm.
especially if they draft like a guard or something.
Mm.
So yeah, CJ McCollum's already decently old. So how much longer can he really? He's gonna be 35. So how much longer can he really? And he a small guard, so it's like, yeah, Ricochet didn't pan out how they wanted him to. It's like, so they got a lot of, like you said, question marks. They got a lot of question marks going into next year. They that you can see like an uncertainty. So I'll go ahead and say the Hawks.
Valid. On my Eastern side, I personally said, unfortunately, the Orlando Magic are going to have a drastic drop off next year. I was a big Orlando Magic guy, but unfortunately, in the NBA, you can't have every team win. It's just the end of the day, you can't. You got Desmond Bain aging. You got Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero are the biggest question marks in the league today. Anthony Black hasn't been able to play since. I mean, obviously, sure, if these guys all come back and are healthy, yeah, they might be a top 5, top 6 seed. But unfortunately, you have so many other teams, and even if Like, you got the Pistons who are going to be there next year. Celtics, I think, are going to be there next year. The Knicks, let's say they lose this series or losing in the first 2 rounds. Well, they're going to go get Giannis or go get a superstar like that. Trey Towns out of there. It's not like they're not going to be back. The Raptors, you can make an argument for sure. Hawks argument. 76ers can make an argument. But I think the Magic out of all of them are the team with the most question marks. They're going to have a new coach probably next year because Mosley, I don't know how much I can trust him. So I'm going to have them considerably drop. But the team I think who's going to make the biggest rise, I don't know if I'm going to take it, but it's probably all of y'all picks, I would hope. The Indiana Pacers. I think that's the most obvious, that they get Devonta, if they get Boozer, if they get, blanking on his name, help me out, the guard from Kansas.
Darren Peterson?
Darren Peterson. Doesn't matter who they get. You get Halliburton back in that lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you got Pascal Siakam is hooping this whole season. I mean, I feel like they low-key are hitting a stride right now. I can't lie. It's kind of nasty how, like, they've been winning games. I mean, they're 2-8. But I feel like they won those last 2 in, like, the last 4 or something. I don't know. So, I think the Pacers will make that huge rise next year.
Mm-hmm.
Like, top 3 in the...
That's a jump.
Top 3 in the East.
Yeah, that's not crazy, bro.
I can see it.
Ali, Zubac, and then that top pick they can get.
Whew.
I feel like this year, since they haven't had Ali, people have been sleeping on the fact that they got Nemhard and they lost Mathurin, but they have Neesmith still. Yeah. I mean, we saw in Obi Toppin, we saw how important those guys were. And Siakam,
Zubac. Man.
Yeah, man. They have Zubac now. Yeah, they could be nasty, bro. They gotta make the biggest jump. Yeah, I would say them for sure. My team, I would pick low key the Wizards, bro. The Wizards can make a little jump. Feel like you've had AD, you had all this time out. I mean, he hasn't played since like what, January or December.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trae Young has had a few games come back, but he's probably not 100% yet. You get those 2 guys that come fully healthy. You've got the young guys on your team who've been able to develop, and they still got a high pick coming too. So depending on where their pick lands and who they get out the draft, another young guy. Yeah, man. I mean, they're young guys. They look pretty decent, So I can see them having it might not be a Spurs type turnaround, but they could make especially from where they are right now, they could be a team who, we could see fighting the play-in maybe, So that's the Wizards.
Yeah. That's another reason why I picked the Magic to drop, because I mean, there's so many different teams that have so much brighter futures, and they have so much. Yeah, they just have better chemistry in the team. They have better locker room presence. That's why I got that.
Magic are in an ugly spot right now, especially banking so much on Franz and ankle fucked up or knee or whatever it is, but that injury really set them back a lot. So they didn't really have a backup plan besides, like, all right, Paolo, it's your team again. So, I mean, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if they dropped. But my riser for next year, the Utah Jazz.
Okay.
I was in between them and the Mavericks because the Mavericks will get Kyrie. Granted, he'll be old as shit, but he'll be back. They'll probably get a decent draft pick as well. They're like a bottom 6 team in the league, so that's looking at a top 5 draft pick. Granted, the lottery goes the right way. But I say the Jazz because they already got those pieces there. They're sitting them out because they want that draft pick next year. But Walker Kessler, Lauri Markkanen, Jaren Jackson Jr., Yusuf Nurkic, and that's only your 4 and 5 room.
Yeah.
So, shit, Ace Bailey, top 5 pick this year. Fucking Keontae George turned it up a whole nother notch this year. Shit, they finna get fucking, like you said, AJ DeBonsa, Darren Peterson, Cam Boozer, fucking Kingston, Mikael Brown. Like, you could, like, Caleb Wilson.
Yeah.
Fucking, as long as you get a top 10 pick, you're getting, I won't say guaranteed, but highly likely future all-star within that top 10. I see that potential in a lot of those guys. So they're playing their cards right, sitting their guys out. They don't want to win. That's all because next year, look where they're going to be at.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that could be tough, man. They
They
got
play.
Filipowski in that too,
That's
in
what
that
I'm saying. They playing Bryce
Filipowski,
Cristobal 35 minutes a game, and he dropping
Bryce Sensabaugh,
27
man.
on like
And then Keontae George been out too. I forgot how hot he was.
yes.
And then Isaiah Collier, he been, he's off and on, but the assists he give out,
Dish
man,
master.
they could, they could be, they could be some too, man. They could be some too.
And it's not even like next year they're like set up to be playing team. It's like next year y'all are kind of looking at like a top 6 seed in the West. Ooh, actually, well,
That top six echelon is hard to break, though. I feel like it's
it
been the same.
is.
I feel like it's been the same 6 teams.
I'm about to say, yeah, the Suns, not the Suns, but the Spurs snuck in there this year. The
Yep.
Timberwolves, Nuggets, Lakers, Thunder, Rockets, they've been standing there like past
Yeah.
2 years.
Past 3-4 years, yeah. Stuck in there.
The Warriors are declining now. I mean, they made the 6 seed like 2 years ago when they won that championship.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
well, the Jazz are in like the perfect position to come in next year and just show the league what y'all been building, what y'all been working towards. Bring back that shit. They ain't had this feeling since like fucking Stockton and Malone, bro.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been a long time overdue for them. So I'm excited to watch some Jazz ball next year.
I'm excited for ball overall next year, bro. Because there are so many teams I wanted to say could rise. Because like, let's say like the Mavericks, let's say they don't even get into the top three. If they get into the top three, oh my god, that's nasty. And maybe they might only be like 10 to 11 seed next year if they do get a top guy. But like even getting a guy like a Cuff on that team, just another ball handler that can help out Cooper Flag, that would be nasty. I mean, obviously, I don't know if that's a playoff team because the West is so tough.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why I'm so happy for the expansion teams coming in here soon, bro. Because the league is there's so much concentration of talent right now in the league, bro. And with those two expansion teams, it's gonna even things out a lot. It's not gonna be like when what was it, the Orlando Magic and I can't remember the Raptors came into the league when Michael Jordan was around, when Michael Jordan was hooping in the 90s. I mean, that kind of diluted the league. A lot of people argue. But I think these two teams are going to be like like we needed another two. I think it's been like what 20 years since we've had an expansion team come into the NBA. So I'm looking forward to it, bro. I heard that they're expecting a bid between $7 to $12 billion for each team.
What, don't you got that team? You got a team in Vegas, right?
Yeah, and then you got a team in Seattle.
Yeah, makes sense.
Some interesting news though. Portland has recently sold their team, and I mean literally today, to Tom Dundon at $4.25 billion. He's the owner of the Carolina Hurricanes in the NHL. The Carolina Hurricanes, I guess, supposedly finish like a top 6 seed every single year. They don't really win championships. They haven't won a chip, but I heard like from NHL fans that if they ever did win a chip, people wouldn't be surprised, but they just don't. They don't really ever get pushed past that hump they have in the playoffs. But anyway, seems like a decent owner. Heard that there might be news that like Portland might move. Can't lie, like they might move to Vancouver or something, but we'll see. I love the new acquisitions. 4.25 is low key kind of cheap, but hey, I don't know. I could never do it. And I'm not gonna lie, Tom Dundon doesn't do it by himself. You have to have like a whole group of investors, but I think he puts the most money into it.
Yeah. Definitely a little bit of a smaller market, so.
There's two, yeah.
Yeah, man. That's all. That's really all I had. I think we covered everything. We talked about players' legacy being affected by a ring. Yeah, teams we expect to drastically drop or rise. We talked about the MVP convo. Yeah, we talked about all of it, man. Current power dynamic of the Eastern and Western Conference. Y'all got anything else to say before I wrap it up? Nah,
man. Just count down to the playoffs, man.
Hey, you heard them. Send the Trailblazers to
build a
No,
stadium
fam.
right next to the Dick and Balls Tower, bro. Right next to that.
Oh,
Bro.
man.
I seen a
Yeah,
picture of it for the first time, bro. That shit is evil.
Bro, it's
bro,
crazy.
that shit is
Seeing
insane,
that shit
bro.
in person, bro, I was like, what the fuck?
Like, bro, the architect had them know what he was writing up, bro, drawing up, bro, when he built that, bro.
Yeah, he's tweaking, bro.
It's crazy.
But yeah, this has been it for Off the Rim, man. Expect us to bring in some future special guests to, add some pizzazz to the pod. I mean, we really don't need it. We got 3 great guys here. We got playoffs coming up, so we're going to have a lot to talk about. March Madness is almost over. We've seen some crazy shots. Sorry, Duke fans. Sorry, Lane. Anyway, hey, it's been a great pod, y'all. We'll see y'all next Monday. This been Off the Rim. Deuces, bro.
Love.